Willie Kenambury was a 24-year-old tracker, originally from Fraser Island in Queensland, and Jacky was also a tracker, 25 years old, also from Fraser Island, and both men had been brought to Victoria from Queensland to work for the Victorian Police as police trackers. After they had been with the Benalla police for just over 12 months, they were accused of being involved in the death of an elderly widow called Mrs. Smith. And suspicion turned on them when Mrs. Smith, in her dying days, pointed the finger at these two men. They became the prime suspects, and they apprehended and fled to New South Wales. A couple of weeks after that, Jacky and Willie were in a man's farm, and they were confronted by the man, and there was some sort of altercation, and the man was stabbed or wounded. The man survived for the next couple of days and was able to tell police that these two fellows had inflicted these wounds upon him. The really incredible thing about the case of Willie and Jacky is, I guess, the story of them being on the run. And they ended up fleeing from Albury, or a place called Dora Dora, which was near Albury where the crime had been committed. And for the next 2.5 years they evaded apprehension by police in Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland. And over that time there was moral panic, there was community anxiety, there were purported sightings. So they were on the run for 2.5 years. They had incredible bush survival skills, so they were able to hide and they were able to evade police for a significant period of time. Willie was the first to be tracked down in Bundaberg, and he was extradited back to Albury. And then very shortly after, Jacky was captured in Mackay and he was extradited back to Albury. And by this time it was 1894, and they were both charged with murder, and the trial took place at Albury Court. Both men were found guilty of murder and therefore given the death sentence. But within less than a week, prominent people in the Albury community came together and took their case to the Executive Council because they believed that Jacky and Willie should not be given the death sentence, and they believed that their sentences should be commuted. They felt that Jacky and Willie weren't cunning criminals like the kind that they often came across in the courts. They felt that there might have been cultural misunderstandings in terms of the gentleman, Mr. Muscovich, being speared. It's a really interesting case in that it's been lost in history. It's a case that, when I started looking into it, was famous at the time, and it's a story that I guess needs to be retold.